Hi, it's Doug Dane. You should check your notes. I want to give you a little tip from my book, Mistaken Identity. I believe too many people are stuck because of their view of themselves, their attitude towards themselves, their concept of themselves, how they feel about themselves, their self-worth, whether they deserve better or good in their life. I think you're mistaken about your identity, and it can be causing you all kinds of problems in your life. And so each day I put these tips together, just trying to get you to see things differently, change your mind about you and life, so life can get better and you can enjoy life more. So I was going through a book that I study, and I study books all the time. I don't read a whole lot of books. There's only a few books that I continue to read and reread and study over and over again. And I was studying a book that I've read many, many times. It really, I use it a lot. It really helps keep my mind up here, thinking, actually way up here, thinking way bigger and bigger possibilities than I can come up with where I am right now. And where I am right now. And you need to do the same thing. We constantly got to be elevating our thinking and thinking differently. Anyway, I was going through that book, and I noticed on a page, because most of the pages have a lot of highlights and a lot of notes, because whenever something strikes me, or there's a key point I don't want to lose sight of, it, I want to hammer that point home, I'll highlight it or I'll make a note. Anyway, I came across a page and I noticed there was no highlights. There was no notes, there was nothing, it was blank. And I realized that if there's a lot of white space in your book, so if you're reading my book, Mistaken Identity, or any book that you're studying to try to understand you more so you can do better, if there's a lot of white space in your book, it probably means you haven't accepted the idea yet, and that's why you're stuck. It really hit me. Because when you underline an idea or highlight it or make a note, you are agreeing with that idea. You're accepting that idea. That idea resonates with you, so you want to make a note of it. And generally, if you're in a book that really resonates with you and it's solving your problem, or helping solve your problem, and you've got highlights and notes and you haven't highlighted something, it means you missed it or you haven't accepted it. Maybe that's why you're stuck. So my tip today is when you're reading any book, if you read my book, like this book, this is not a book that you read, although there's a great story in it. I've got a really good story. It's a dark past with a bright future. There's a great story in the book, but there's also lessons in this book, and there's instructions in this book. It's very prescriptive and very instructive. It's literally a 30-day course over 30 chapters to change your view on your mistaken identity so you can enjoy your life more. But it's not a book that you just read. And so if you're going to read my book or go through my book or any book that you're really pouring yourself into to try to improve your life, you really got to study it, Like even just open up a book and flip to a page and just start reading it and see what you can learn from it, and approach it on the basis you're looking for an answer to solve your problem or get you where you want to go or to resolve something. So when you're reading books to get ahead, make sure you got a highlighter, make sure you've got your pen out, and be jotting some notes down, but don't just gloss over it. And then I want you to pay attention to see if you are just leaving that page or that chapter with a lot of white space. Chances are you're not willing to accept it. Maybe you're rejecting it. Maybe it doesn't resonate with you. Maybe you're not ready for it. And so I would go back over that page again and again, and I would keep reading it until you do pull something out of it. And then I would move on. That's your daily tip for today. Hope you have a great day. Thank you.